I think everybody here has a phone right with a light on it.
I got one out of the car today, go get it.
Sure.
I got one if you want it. Unfortunately, I have two.
He's got two. Oh, he's got two. Okay.
Unfortunately.
If you could just turn it on for me and then.
Those individuals, when we get to that point of citizen input, you will still be allowed to walk up to the blinking red light or I'll send Moose back to get you or whatever. No, I think we can pull this off, okay? If it's okay with everybody. All right, ready? All right, let's stand for a moment of silence, please. Please. Okay, if you join me in the pledge. Pledge. Thank you, folks. You've done a good job. All right. This is a first. Okay. All right, let's see. Number 3 on the agenda, approval of the agenda.
So moved.
So moved by Reese. Is there a second? Doug, second. Any discussion or anything? I better not say. Anyway, all in favor of the motion to approve the agenda, raise your right hand, maybe with your phone. Did you vote, Bill?
Yes.
Okay, 7, can you see it on?
Oh, yes.
All right, good deal. Okay, we got next is citizen
Maybe we gotta
input.
raise our lights.
Yeah.
Maybe we gotta raise our lights.
Wait a okay, citizen input. Melanie Simpson. All right. Don't put that back.
Ready, Trevor?
Yes. Go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Melanie Simpson. I'm the principal of Jefferson Middle School. And I'm here tonight to speak to you on behalf of a partnership that we utilize within our building at Jefferson Middle School and all school buildings at Jefferson County Schools, Allied Behavioral Health. Jefferson Middle School serves approximately 35 students in Allied. We have 2 full-time counselors on site 5 days a week, and we consistently have a wait list of students who request or need Allied services, and our current wait list is 9 students. Are you aware that since COVID, mental health issues in adolescents and teens are up more than 200%? Many of our students suffer from multiple ACEs, family and home life difficulties, and mental illness. At Jefferson Middle School alone, we have more than 7 threat assessments this school year, and that was just in the first semester. Many of those occurring after school hours, which required us to do a home visit. We have written approximately 11 safety plans. Those are to support students who have made a threat to self-harm or to harm others. We have had 4 students attempt suicide. We have conducted more than 7 mobile crisis calls, all related to our students' emotional and mental health. Truthfully, without Allied in our school, I don't know what we would do or how we would even function. Our world is changing, and with it comes the needs of our students and our families. Students and their needs are very different from when even I was in school, and realistically, the student needs are very different from even 4 or 5 years ago, pre-COVID. Some of our students who were referred to Allied are referred at the parent or student request. For Jefferson Middle School in the first semester, that was 30 referrals. Our other students and are court mandated to see Allied, and we currently serve 3 students who are court mandated through Jefferson County Juvenile Court to receive these services. Oftentimes, when Mr. Lemons, our school counselors, or myself speak with a family about a student in crisis, we're able to offer Allied as a service that we can provide. Allied allows our students to be seen during the school day while not missing any academic classes or supports. This helps ease the burden of our students and our parents that are then grateful that they do not have to miss work. Some of my parents do not have reliable transportation and could not provide that to their child without this service, as it would require them to transport to an outside agency, if an outside agency is even available. This also helps our students, I said, not miss any school for any outside agency, and it actually reduces our absenteeism and chronically out of school rate, which you all know is a part of the school and district accountability piece. Allied also makes this service affordable to our families who are otherwise could not afford it. Any mental health service. I'm aware of numerous teachers and other Jefferson County employees who utilize this service as well. This provides our employees the ability to stay at work, but also meet the needs of our own personal children. Not only does Allied accept insurance, they also adjust their rates to make their services affordable for all. Are you aware that the demand for mental health is so great that it cannot keep up with supply? What that means is there are not enough providers. If you're lucky enough to find one for a child, they often don't accept insurance or it's private pay only. And most providers are a 9 to 18 month wait list, and the cost of private pay is around $300 for a 50-minute session, often needing
Thank you, ma'am.
services one time per week. Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Julie?
Good evening. My name is Julie Allen, and I'm the principal at Piedmont Elementary School. My address is 1100 West Dumplin Valley Road, Dandridge, Tennessee. 865-397-2939 is the phone number. I am also here to speak to you about our partnership with Allied Behavioral Health Services. And I could begin by sharing with you a lot of the mental health statistics for our children, ages 3 to 17, but I would like to share with you about the needs I have personally seen in our district and at my school. Each day at my school, the day begins well before 8 o'clock when there are children that are suffering from mental health needs or other things that they do not want to even get out of the car. And sometimes they will pull to the end, and I'm going to divert from what I wrote here, and sometimes they will pull all the way to the end, and I may go down or a counselor goes down, and one that may later see Allied Behavioral Health that takes them 30, sometimes 45 minutes before we can even get them out of the car to come into the school building. So that's just an example before 8 o'clock, before our school day begins, of the needs of some of our children and their mental health needs. Perhaps parents have and continue to ask for help for their children from me. Parents of my students have expressed the desperate need for counseling for their children and the frustration they have when they are told there is a wait list and they cannot see their child for counseling for up to 9 months or longer because of the demand and because of the wait list. On a daily basis, teachers are experiencing situations where learning cannot take place at all due to the severe mental health needs of our students. It does not only impact students experiencing the mental health concern, but many times all students in that classroom are impacted. It is vital for us to support parents and students in our building and counseling services with the large increase in mental health needs, especially since COVID. Students cannot begin to learn in the classroom without first building a relationship with students and addressing their social and emotional awareness and needs. Social emotional learning is vital for students because it teaches them crucial life skills, including the ability to understand themselves, develop a positive self-image, take responsibility for their actions, and forge relationships with the people around them. Allied behavioral health counselors help students reduce emotional stress, distress, decrease their disciplinary issues, motivate students to in school, and also help them improve class engagement, test scores, and better grades and outcomes. My Allied behavioral health counselor at my school is only there 2 days a week. She has a full caseload of 13 students, currently has a wait list of 3, and I have made probably 3 or 4 referrals since that wait list was submitted to me. The following are environmental situations, mental health disorders, and diagnosis that kids, even at the elementary level, are experiencing. Transitioning from one school to another, many times students move 5 to 10 times in a school year, going through divorce or other family changes, experiencing a death in the family, suffering from anxiety or depression, mood disorders, ADHD, I could go on and on. There are students who are aggressive due to mental health issues, My first priority is safety for everyone in the building, and the safety of teachers and students would be affected if we did not have allied behavioral health. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bill, name, address, and.
Same address.
Second.
I'm here to speak about the instructional library materials that are being let into the schools. You may be familiar with the children's song that you may have learned in church, or your children's that may have learned in church. Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little feet, where you go, etc. The things that are being presented to children through school libraries, through public libraries, which I've seen personally at the Jefferson City Library, are not appropriate for children. Showing little girls or little boys in dresses being proud of this, and things that are not normal. They're trying to push young men into sex change and to become gay and so on. It's subverting our culture. It is detrimental to the American way of life, and you need to look at the big picture. And so the instructional materials need to be screened. It seems that the filter process for our libraries and instructional materials are backward. It seems like all this garbage is brought into the libraries, which is not all garbage, but there's a lot of it that comes in that it is. And then you let people make complaints, and it goes through this conglomeration of process, then a review process. But I propose tonight that whatever is that someone protests against, that it's taken off the shelf until the review process is completed, so that no other children are subjected to this material. And also, I also propose that a group of people, a committee is assigned to look at other schools such as Lakeway Christian Academy, Cornerstone Academy, Arrowhead Academy, and see how they do best practices with their materials for the library, because allied health, mental health has seen nothing yet if more of this garbage is funneled into our children's minds and souls. Thank you very much.
Michelle, name, address, and subject, please.
Michelle Lightwood-Briar, Jefferson City. I'm also speaking on the reconsideration of the library material proposed policy. I really was hoping that this could go back to the policy committee and be discussed. I do have a question. It says here that it's reviewed annually in November. Does that mean that it would come back up in November again to be reviewed this year, or would it wait till the following?
Following year.
I'm sorry?
Following year.
The following year, okay. So, so this is something that's pretty important that we get right now then. So, you know, what Bill mentioned, a couple of thoughts that I had here is that I did see something about a 15-day process. I'm having a hard time, I'm sorry, reading this in the dark. But there was something here about a 15-day process. The principal shall request review of any challenge materials by an ad hoc materials review committee within 15 business days. Does that just mean that the principal requests that review within 15 days, or is the whole process only a 15-day process? Am I allowed to ask that here? Do you know the answer?
I can answer that. That's a 15-day window within there. The process is longer than 15 days.
Okay, so the principal just needs to refer it to the committee within 15 days.
That's correct.
Okay, so one of the problems I see here, let's say that an adult has decided, hey, I think this book is offensive and I wanna fill this form out. So the form is filled out, but the book remains on the shelf. 5 minutes later, the book could be checked out. I don't know how long a student could check a book out. It might be, 2 weeks. I don't know. In my library at my school, it was 3 weeks because we had book reports due. So they could check it out for 3 weeks, and then the review committee will have to wait until that child brings the book back. And what if they don't get in there in an amount of time, that book is checked out again? This book could go through multiple children after it's been flagged offensive. So I do kind of think that it makes sense to just remove the book and try to make this process as quick as possible, review the book, and then if it's good, put it back. But I think it's smart to err on the side of caution, especially when we see such a huge LGBT push in this agenda of gender exploration and stuff like that coming into schools. I think it's best to do that. The other thing it says here, it talks about age maturity levels of students who have access to the materials, whether the material is suitable for them. What standards do we go by? And so I guess I would have a question. So, is there certain levels of gender exploration that are allowed at kindergarten, but they're not allowed in kindergarten, but then by the time you get to high school, they are? Do we have a policy about this kind of agenda, gender exploration? Do we have any policies about that would say no materials come in? So I'm asking that this go back to the policy committee and it wouldn't be voted on tonight. That would be my request. And that citizens could have a little more input on this and understand it better. Thank you.
Let's see, Dawn? Dawn? Okay. Name, address, and subject.
3097, Roy Messer, White Pine, Dawn Mayer. So I'm also speaking on the reconsideration of instructional materials and textbooks. The thing that stood out to me that is concerning is when I'm comparing between current policy and the proposed. The current policy shows the board supports principles of intellectual freedom inherent in the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States and expressed in the Library Bill of Rights of the American Library Association. That is being taken out of this policy. That doesn't seem right, because in place of that, the proposed is saying all classrooms, this is what's going to replace it, all classrooms shall be equipped with the textbooks and instructional materials needed to provide quality learning experience for students in accordance with state law. So this is concerning to me because this, to me, it just kind of seems like, because the way things are going, it just feels like little by little our constitutional rights are slowly getting pulled away from us, and this kind of seems like it falls right in line with that. I would like to see that remain where it is and not completely replaced. What's next? Are we going to pull the Pledge of Allegiance out of these meetings? The other thing that I was looking at too, I don't remember if Michelle brought this up, but on number 6 of the proposed, it's talking about the review committee is appointed by the principal and includes certified library and media personnel, representatives from classroom teachers, one or more parents, and may include one or more students. What is the process for that appointing situation? So, how does one become appointed? Is it just your buddies, your brothers, your sisters? How does that work? That's definitely something I would like to know. And then also at the end of the original current policy, where it's saying, it talks about appealing. I don't see, is it somewhere in here in the new proposed where a parent can appeal the decision of the committee? I've only had so much time to read this, but in the dark, so it's kind of hard for me to see, but if it's in there, I'd like to know, and I think there should be an appeal process for parents in case they disagree with that. But these are some things that I've noticed that have me concerned with this proposed, policy change. And I would ask the same thing as Michelle, please not make a vote on it today. We need more time to review it and everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Well, next on the agenda is items for information. There are three. Do you have any questions on any of those three? Anybody, anything on the financial report for the finance director? Okay. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. We have two items. Is there a motion to approve? Josh,
Yeah.
second, anybody?
I second.
Okay. I heard her first before it's all live. Okay, we have a motion made to approve these two items. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And it's unanimous. Smith?
No, you're good.
All right, next is the committee reports, policy committee. And I think I'm still right on this because this came out of the committee. We only need a motion and not a second. And of course, you had some citizen input. And if you would like to pull one of these three policies and send it back to the committee, you have that authority to do so. It does not require a vote for you to do that. It's just simply you have to request it.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to request that policy 4.403 be sent back to the policy committee for reconsideration. I like what's I like the fact that we have a procedure in place now, but I do think it needs a little bit of clarification, so I'd like to refer it back to the policy committee.
Sure. So now then we have two policies left, 5.113 and 6.200. Is there a motion to adopt these two policies on first reading?
So moved.
Maurice, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Doug. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. And it passes 7 yes votes. Budget amendments. We have two. Since these are two different funds, I would probably a little bit better. Probably a little better if we voted on these separately. Wait a minute. Come on. I can see there, boy. Okay, let's take the General Purpose Fund 141 Amendment number 14. Is there any questions for the Finance Director on that one?
I'll move to accept this percent.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Jarnigan. Is there a second? Danny Martin seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, hearing none. All in favor, raise your right hand. And it passes unanimously. The next one is the Federal Purpose Fund 142, Amendment number 12. Any questions for Finance Director?
So moved.
Who made who?
Solomon.
Okay. Got a motion to approve this amendment. Is there a second?
Second.
Josh, second. Any discussion? Hearing none.
Thank you.
All in favor, raise your right hand.
I've got it had to do with that light bulb that fell.
Oh.
On one
Uh,
there.
Okay. Now then, next on the agenda is new business for discussion and possible motions. We have two, the last one been removed. So the first one was discussed, and I think if we proceed with this, I think you somewhat might have heard a motion that would be appropriate for this. So, would anybody like to make a motion now, or discuss, or Josh?
All right, I've sort of got it wrote down here.
Good.
I may have to have it a little bit, Ed, but I move to reassign the currently budgeted $200,000 agricultural livestock facility funds to resolve the culinary arts program needs with the stipulation that $200,000 be included in the upcoming budget for the livestock facility and made available on July 1st, 2023 for the immediate use upon board approval of the facility plans.
Well, that was the phase 5.
Yeah, that's what I didn't know,
Yeah.
phase 5.
Yeah, phase,
And
if
I
you don't
sec-
mind,
I second.
you heard the motion. You want to repeat it?
Oh, no, I heard him.
At phase 5 amendment, okay. So Josh made the motion, and Doug has seconded it. Any discussion at all? Anybody?
Will we be able to put that back up July the 1st?
Yes, sir.
Good question. Anybody else? Hearing none, all in favor of this motion, can you provide,
Yeah, I'll hand it to her.
okay, will that help you, Rhonda?
Yes.
When he gets back, you will vote. Good job, Josh, thank you. All in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. And it is a unanimous yes vote. Okay,
Bless you.
number 2. Fair request to repair building. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
I would like to make a motion that we give the Fair Association the authority to make the repairs, but at their cost.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion?
So we're saying, we're not gonna put out any money at all.
No.
I don't have problems as long as they,
Yeah, no, as long as they pay for it, they can do the repairs.
I
That's
gotta
what I'm
ask you a
saying.
question. Insurance. If they own our property, they get hurt, who's gonna pay?
We won't allow them to come home till
Oh,
they
yeah.
produce it.
Only after they have the
But
insurance.
if they fix it, the problem, they gotta get on now to fix it.
Mhm.
So they have to have something.
Right, they'll have to give us
Like an indemnification.
yeah, they'll give us that statement of
That's the only
insurance.
thing I, you know. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that.
no.
Same thing we do with somebody who wants to use our facilities. They have to give us that insurance prior to the use of facilities, so they will have to do that.
If the motion was made to rescind our motion to it.
Well, now we've got a motion on the floor. Okay.
Yeah, Josh second.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. For yes votes, all those opposed, raise your right hand. And motion fails. What's the count, 43? My math's not good tonight, been in the dark too long. All right, no unfinished business. Next is school commissioner input. Anybody have anything they'd like to say?
If I'd like something put on the February agenda, would I bring that up now?
You could, yes. Or
Okay.
you could, you know, I mean, if you already have something in
Yes,
mind.
one of my constituents asked me if we could reconsider the tassel, military tassel question for the upcoming graduation, if we could discuss that and possibly vote on that at the February meeting.
So you want it under,
Under what would that?
New
be?
business.
New business, I guess?
that's where we
Yeah.
go, if you're wanting a vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to do anything this meeting, but I think at the February meeting.
Sure. Be added. We'll not discuss it now, okay?
Can we, do anything about that unless we change our policy?
You want him?
Can we do anything about his motion unless we change our policy?
I don't know what my motion is going to be yet.
Okay,
We're just going to discuss it?
okay, let's wait till the February meeting, okay, and if you have a policy that you're aware of that you can quote, please bring a copy for all of us, or let Rhonda know, and she can print it off, and those kind of things, okay? All right, we'll do it then. Anybody else? Next on the agenda, other, school board retreat, January 21st, 2023, at the Patriot Academy from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. or thereabouts. I would like to, being a former teacher, remind you to read those 4 RFQ booklets that you have more than once. Be familiar with them. Each company will, I think, a 30-minute presentation.
Yeah, presentation, and maybe if y'all have any questions, answers, no
and-
more than 30 minutes.
And then, I think you'll be ranking.
You'll have a
them.
rubric.
Right, and all that good stuff. So, and the other item to bring, so we don't waste paper, is the director's evaluation. You received a copy, I think, last week, so just bring that with you, and Rhonda will not have to run off more copies. And the director and I will try to give you a little bit better, a little bit explanation of that instrument. Now then, I do want you to think of this. That is not chiseled in stone. Okay, if you have looked at that evaluation and you have a variation or something, it can be changed. Something else can be done. That one that's in place now, I think was implemented for the first time in 2019. And the purpose of it was to eliminate subjectivity and make it an objective evaluation. Proof. And you'll rank from 1 to 5 based on proof or your observation and not speculation. Okay, but keep that in mind. We probably, after the retreat, we may then have on the February meeting an instrument to vote on for the evaluation. If we're making adjustments or anything, or we decide to keep, you know, we can't vote on anything on the 21st. So anything on that agenda, you know, we can put it on the February agenda and then go from there. So with that said, Moose?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second that.